Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Heather, diehard Cowboys fan, and tonight's recap is tougher than most. The Dallas Cowboys fell to the Chicago Bears 31-14 at Soldier Field, and a lot went wrong. Caleb Williams threw 4 touchdown passes, the Bears defense came up big with key interceptions late, and Dallas never really found rhythm, especially after losing CeeDee Lamb early to an ankle injury. Despite Dak Prescott putting up over 250 yards through the air and completing over 75% of his passes, 2 interceptions in the fourth quarter turned the tide. The offense lacked a consistent run game, and Chicago capitalized in big moments. We've got a lot to unpack: what worked, what didn't, the turning points, and what this means moving forward. So let's dive in. I'll set the stage with the first half, then your name will take us through how it all unraveled late in the game.
Thank you so much, Heather. Now let's break down this first quarter, and let's give guys the first quarter analysis. You know, when you look at the first quarter, the story really was about the Chicago Bears. Came out and dictated the tempo early. Caleb Williams showed right away while the Bears invested in him. He was decisive, he was accurate, and the first touchdown to Rome, 35-yard strike, was about well executed, as you'll ever see from a rookie. Protection was solid. Williams got through his progressions, and he beat his man clean. That's just pitch and catch at the NFL level. Dallas answered with a field goal, but it already felt like the game they were playing behind. They weren't able to establish any kind of rhythm on their offense, and losing CeeDee Lamb to an ankle injury early, I just can't see how he's limited, and that really was devastating. Without him, the passing game tightened up, and Chicago's defense just took advantage. And then a flea flicker, that's a back-breaking play in the first quarter. You're trying to settle in defensively, and then Williams hands off and gets back and Luther Burden for 65 yards. Those are the kind of plays that just change the complexion of a game. And Dallas was down 14-3 by the end of the first. The Bears had the energy, the crowd was into it, and they were clearly the aggressor in the opening frame. Dallas had the opportunities, but when you're on the road and you give up explosive plays like that, you're asking for trouble. Man, let me tell you something right now. The second quarter told the whole story of this game. Chicago came out just swinging, just still swinging haymakers at Dallas. It looked like they were on the ropes. Caleb Williams was out there just dealing, moving the ball like he had like he was a 10-year-old vet or something. He had the Cowboys defense just backpedaling. And when you look at the young quarterback, he got comfortable. And listen, I love my Cowboys, but you can't win football games when you don't protect Dak, when you don't run the ball, and when you don't give him weapons. Losing CeeDee Lamb early, that was a huge, huge blow. You could see the quarter was just, the whole passing game just shrunk down. It's like Chicago smelled blood in the water, and they turned up the pressure. Now, Dak Prescott tried to keep him alive, and he tried to give him life. He's making completions. He's staying efficient, but those drives stalled out. Man, you're not going to beat the Bears in Soldier Field with field goals and 3-and-outs. Meanwhile, Caleb Williams and those wideouts, they're out there celebrating. They're out there making plays, flea flickers early, in the deep balls, and etc. That's back-breaking stuff, man. The Bears punched us in the mouth, and in the second quarter, the Cowboys didn't even punch back. And you know, man, I'm all about fight. I wanted to see somebody step up and get mad, get angry, and change the tone. Instead, the Dallas Cowboys went into halftime down big. And you just feel the whole vibe of the game shift. That's not how championship teams respond. So when at halftime, you're looking for Dallas to reset, make adjustments, but couldn't find a way back in the ball game. But the truth is, Chicago continued to control the line of scrimmage. And in this quarter, Caleb Williams he just made every throw. And he kept the Cowboys' offense honest. Short completions, short reads, and he never really looked rattled. Dallas, on the other hand, still struggled to establish balance offensively. Without CeeDee Lamb, Dak was forced to spread the ball around to his secondary targets, and while he was efficient in spots, they just weren't many explosive plays. Chicago's defense did a good job keeping everything in front of them, forcing Dallas to string together long drives, and that's something Dallas Cowboys just couldn't do consistently. The turning point midway through the quarter, Dallas drives just deep in the Bears' territory, and this chance cut the score down to one-score game, but it stalls out in the third quarter. Instead of putting pressure back on Chicago, they leave points on the field. Those are the kind of missed opportunities that I just simply can't afford when you're trailing on the road. Meanwhile, the Bears capitalized late in the quarter with another long possession. Even though they didn't score a touchdown, they flipped the field, controlled the time of possession, and wore down the Cowboys' defense. Going into the fourth, it was clear that Dallas Cowboys needed something dramatic to swing the momentum, but the Chicago Bears had all the answers. That ended the third quarter. Man, listen to me. The fourth quarter right there, that was painful for the Cowboys fans to watch because it's winning time. When it's about heart and when it's about fight, Chicago showed up and Dallas didn't. The Bears came out in the fourth quarter and flat out imposed their will. Caleb Williams, that young man, was out there dealing, calm, confident, and ripping our defense apart. You give him time, let him get comfortable, he's going to embarrass you. And that's exactly what he did. Now, I don't want to hear excuses. This is the NFL.
All right, y'all, let's be real. That fourth quarter was the nail in the coffin. The Bears came out with all the swagger, and the Cowboys just didn't have an answer. Caleb Williams stayed in command, dropping dimes and putting pressure on our defense. And those turnovers, back-to-back interceptions in the fourth, that's how you bury yourself against a hungry Chicago team. Watching the Bears dance and celebrate while Dallas looked flat, it hurt. As a fan, you want to see fight all the way down to the wire, and we just didn't see enough of it. Final score 31-14, and it didn't even feel that close. But here's the thing, this is still early in the season. The Cowboys have to regroup, figure out how to stay explosive without CeeDee, and protect Dak better. The talent is there, but the execution has to match it. I'm co-host Name. Thanks for sticking with us through this tough one. Drop your thoughts below. Who needs to step up for Dallas, and what's the biggest change you'd make moving forward? We'll be back breaking it all down next week. Stay locked in, Cowboys Nation. We ride together, win or lose. Go Cowboys.